Today is Holocaust Remembrance Day in Israel and all over the world. We remember. We remember how 6 million Jews were brutally massacred by an evil enemy of humanity, the Nazis. We remember how the leaders of the free world stood by and refrained from bombing the death camps or the railroad tracks to stop the systematic annihilation of the Jewish people by the Nazis. We remember how no country would take in Jews escaping Germany, like the St. Louis ship that sailed all around the world, yet no country, including the United States of America, would take in the refugees off of the St. Louis ship. And instead, the fleeing German Jews had to return to Germany. And here we are today, the Jewish people alone, yet again. As our ally and patron, the Biden administration of the United States of America is doing everything in its power to force Israel to stop doing what is necessary to free our captives in Gaza and protect Israelis from an evil Arab Muslim enemy that wants to do more October 7th massacres against Jews. Whether they try to massacre us from Gaza, from Judea and Samaria, from Lebanon, or even from within Israel. The Biden administration is protecting our enemies today. Here is just a small list of the anti-Israel actions that the Biden administration took over the past few weeks. Number 1, it is negotiating on behalf of Hamas, pressuring Israel to capitulate to Hamas's demands over and over, and even promising Hamas that it would force Israel to accept the fact that the war is over, which we will never agree to. Number 2, the U.S. is halting arms shipments to Israel, arms that Israel needs to defend itself against the Iranian terror octopus all around us in the Middle East. Number 3, supporting the prosecution of Israeli leaders of the International Criminal Court. That's the Biden administration. So once again, Jews must internalize that we'll only have the one above to rely on. All governments have turned on us, even our closest ally, the Biden administration of the USA. But do not despair. We are winning this war, and we will win this war. The existence of the Jewish people and the state of Israel are miracles. We are miracles. We are the eternal Jewish people. For years, I have been saying that the slogan, never again, is meaningless. With Holocaust museums and Holocaust education, no, that doesn't do it. As the Jewish people ignored the modern Palestine Nazi entity growing around us in strength year by year, there was only one way to make never again actually mean never again. And that is by having a strong, proud, and invincible Jewish state of Israel that no enemy ever dares to raise a finger against harm any Jew. They're afraid to raise a finger against us. October 7th, 2023 was a wake-up call for many Jews, realizing that still today there exists modern Nazis in our midst, in Hamas, in the Palestinian Authority, in Hezbollah, in Iran, in the United States Congress, and on U.S. college campuses, both members of faculty and in the student body. The successful massacre of over 1,200 innocent Jews on October 7th not only did not garner support and sympathy for the Jewish people, but it did the exact opposite. It has invigorated Jew haters all around the world to come out of the closet and proudly boast that they hate Jews by openly supporting the genocide of the Jews that took place on October 7th and supporting Hamas today. It's time that Jews wake up and call out the invented Palestinian national cause for what it is, the biggest Jew-hating blood libel in all of history. The Nazis never went away. They just morphed into the Palestinian national movement, today's modern Nazis. The future of the Jewish people in our ancestral homeland is bright, but only for those who internalize that we are still fighting modern Nazis today, led by hundreds of millions of Arab Muslim Nazis and their supporters all over the world, who are all invigorated to destroy the whole freedom-loving Western world and replace it with Sharia law. Westerners have to start listening to the Muslims in their midst, like this Muslim in Australia.
7th of October is the bloody beginning of it. You're going to have plenty of 7 Octobers coming. Plenty of it. And the next 7 October is going to be to kick your ass out.
We're not going anywhere.
You see.
We Jews and the Jewish state of Israel, we are the canary in the coal mine for the whole freedom-loving world. Thankfully, we have sovereignty in our homeland, Israel, and we have our own army to protect ourselves. Unlike our situation of continued exile and persecution over 2,000 plus years until today. Yes, despite the internal challenges we still have as a people in Israel to overcome, to properly use our army to protect ourselves, the alternative of not having sovereignty in our homeland and not having our own IDF army is much, much worse. Never again, the right way, is by having a strong, proud, invincible Jewish state of Israel The Jewish people in Israel today understand that, and we will work towards making that a reality, because we have a lot of work to do. Our future is up to us and only to us and the one above. And to end with the recent words of Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu on this Holocaust Remembrance Day.
80 years ago, in the Holocaust, the Jewish people were totally defenseless against those who sought our destruction. No nation came to our aid. Today, we again confront enemies bent on our destruction. I say to the leaders of the world, no amount of pressure, no decision by any international forum will stop Israel from defending itself. As the Prime Minister of Israel, the one and only Jewish state, I pledge here today from Jerusalem on this Holocaust Remembrance Day. If Israel is forced to stand alone, Israel will stand alone. But we know we are not alone, because countless decent people around the world support our just cause. And I say to you, we will defeat our genocidal enemies. Never again is now.
And to that, Prime Minister, I say, Amen. Am Israel Chai. And if you're not yet a subscriber to my Pulse of Israel videos with the inspiring, belief-based, politically incorrect truth, just go to pulseofisrael.com and click to subscribe. And to support our work so more people can see these videos and hear the podcasts, just click on the donate button every once in a while at pulseofisrael.com. Signing off from our ancestral homelands here in our ancestral, indigenous, biblical, and indivisible capital, Jerusalem, since King David's time. Thanks for watching, everyone. Shalom.
Pulse of Israel, frontline videos from the Holy Land. Support our work by donating today.